everyone, and welcome to another episode of Southern Sunday Supper. So today I was given a recipe for cheesy meatloaf, and usually if they want their name provided, want me to give them a shout out, they'll let me know. They didn't, so I just have the recipe here, and I'm going to be doubling the recipe for my family. It does say it makes 8 servings, but we need extra for lunch tomorrow. So you're going to see me probably putting in more, but I'm just giving you the measurements that they have listed. Alright, so it wants me to whisk together 1 large egg, and then 3/4 of a cup of whole milk. Okay, so this is where you're going to be seeing something a little different. When I got home today, I realized we don't have any milk. So I looked online to see what I could sub for it, and it did say beef broth. So I am just going to add a 1/2 cup of beef broth. But theirs asked for 3/4 of a cup of whole milk. Now, I hope I don't regret not using as much. But I was afraid it'd be a little watery. But if it is, then I'll just, add some more in it. Or if it's too crumbly, I'll add some more water in there, or beef broth, excuse me. Alright, now it wants me to stir in the cheese. So it calls for 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. I just have my 1/2 cup here. That's all I can find right now. And it did call, 1 cup. Did I say 1/2? I don't know. Guys, I'm crazy. We've been back to work for several weeks now. I mean, I love where I work. And this past week we've had the kids. How many was that? I don't know. I'll just add some more. Extra cheese never hurt anybody. I'll go back and count. But, oh goodness, we are just exhausted. And then that's why I also doubling. We need it for lunches. But I have a surprise for all of you who stay to the end. I'm going to give you a sneak peek inside of the house that we are building. So they do have the kitchen cabinets up. And the fireplace, I believe they finished it today. I'm not for sure. Alright, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. Let's see if I can bring you over here and adjust this. Alright, so we have our eggs in there. Cheese, eggs, beef broth, and cheese. If I can talk, I'll tell you. We're going to add in our oats. It's a 1/2 cup of quick cooking oats. And now it calls for onion. So they are asking for a 1/2 cup of chopped onion. Once again, I don't have it, so I'm going to add in a teaspoon of onion powder. Had to find our teaspoon. Excuse me. Allergies are already creeping up here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's do our teaspoon of onion powder. And then it calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Excuse me, guys. On a 1/2 teaspoon. Alright, let's mix that up. And that does already look a little dry. So I will be adding in the other 1/2 cup of beef broth. Now it called for 1.5 cups total. Well, 3/4 of a cup. I'm sorry, but mind you, I'm doubling it. Alright, so we have our egg, wetness, cheese, oats, onion, salt, and now we're going to crumble 1 pound of ground beef over top. I like to try and keep these around a pound to a pound and a quarter. And let me throw this away and wash my hands real quick. Alright, let's mix this up. Now the individual that gave me the recipe stated that they turn these into mini loaves, so tiny loaves. I'm not going to be doing that just for the sake of time, but I am excited to try this. The only meatloaf that I have ate is the meatloaf that I make, and I have the recipe posted here. So this mixture smells quite lovely. So let me get this mixed up, okay? In the meantime, I've got my pan greased up, well, sprayed. I'm going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Alright, do not look at the stove. It is messy. Alright, but we do have everything mixed up. Guys, it smells delicious. I don't know if I've ever had a meatloaf recipe with cheese in it, or one with oatmeal, or quick cooking oats, I'm sorry. So this is going to be interesting, but they do have it to where you're going to shape these into 8 small loaves. Like I said, for the sake of time, I am just putting mine in a 9 by 13 inch pan. And you guys want to hear a secret? I have never had a meatloaf sandwich. Have you guys ever had one? Like, if you do and you have meatloaf like this, how do you make it? I mean, what do you do? I would love to try one if you guys wouldn't mind sharing some ideas. Alright, let me go wash my hands. Alright, so I'm going to give you the glaze recipe that they have provided. I'm not going to put it over the meatloaf because my children are so picky. But it is 2/3 cup of ketchup, a 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. They said sometimes they've only used 1/4 cup and it was fine. And then 1½ teaspoon of prepared mustard. See, to me that sounds delicious. And then they just mix it up and they spoon it over the loaves. Now, if you're making the loaves themselves, the mini loaves, you're going to bake it uncovered at 350 for 25 to 30 minutes. For this, I'm going to bake it as well for 30 minutes, and then we're going to check it and see if it's done. Now, if you stick around, I'm going to put in this video, one point, a little tour of the new house. Like I said, it's not near completion yet. They are still working on it, but I thought that you guys might like to see a little update. Alright, so our little indicator went off stating that it's preheated, so we're going to place it in our oven. Remember, at 350 we're going to try 30 minutes and see how that goes. Alright, our 30-minute timer went off. I don't think it's done, but we're going to cut into this and we're going to see what it looks like on the inside. It's cooked all the way through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it back into the oven, and we're going to start, I'm going to make our instant mashed potatoes and our green beans and maybe some pintos. These are the instant mashed potatoes I'm going to be using. I do like to make them homemade, but I'm just exhausted. I did not have, or could not find the large package at Walmart, so we got 2 packs of these, and then I've got a jar of home canned pintos. I don't know why, when I make mashed potatoes, I love to have pintos, and then a can of green beans. Right, we have our green beans, our mashed potatoes, our cheesy meatloaf, and of course some pintos. Let's get it plated up. Okay, this is Audrey's plate right here, and she is going to be our taste tester. Alright, she's getting ready to give it a taste test. So I was going to show you guys, you know, what it kind of looks like and stuff. She's got her fork full. What's your initial... Well, she's still chewing. Now, there is like 2 cups of cheese in this as well.
It's pretty good.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, do you like this one better? If you do, this one will be our go-to from now on.
I like them both pretty well. I feel like, because I don't really enjoy the vegetables as much, I like this one a bit better.
Awesome, because this one was super easy to make. Well, guys, there's her verdict, and we're hoping that you all have a wonderful Southern Sunday supper in your future. We love y'all. Bye.